think we should talk about Steph Curry's performance. Now, Will, your man had 43 and 10, the oldest
Yes.
player to score have a 40 and 10 game since LeBron. It's him, LeBron, MJ, the three oldest players to do it. Um, Honestly, I mean, I feel like I'm actually impressed that he did this because I didn't think he had this in him. Honestly, with how he's well, I know he's been playing great all series, but like I was waiting and waiting for when the game was gonna come, when this moment was gonna come in his career, because we really haven't seen it. I mean, they blew a 3-1 lead in 2016, as we all know. He didn't play great in Game 7. And then the next 2 years, obviously he played great, but he was overshadowed by Durant. Everyone was talking about Durant and those Finals MVPs, how Durant was really the most valuable player in the Warriors, and all that jazz. But like, and then 2019, his whole team got hurt. He played great, but it wasn't like they lost, so you really can't care about that much. And then this year, he's played nothing but excellent this series. He's shooting 49% from three, 50 from the field, 86 from the line, averaging like 34 points. Clearly the Finals MVP favorite if they win. But the last two games have really impressed me on the road. He's been fired up after a lot of threes. He's taken a lot of crazy shots. I mean, falling. And I feel like this is the most aggressive on offense I've ever seen him in his career, because usually, I mean, he has better players around him, and now he finally realized, oh, you know what? Actually, Draymond is not going to score. He's not going to help me out, and Wiggins is great, is fine, but he's not another superstar. And Clay's coming off of two injuries, and he can't create as much as he used to. So I think he finally realized he has to keep the foot on the gas and just take, with any amount of daylight, he has to shoot it for them to win. And he followed that, and they scored 43 and one.
This was the Steph Curry signature performance of the finals.
We were
This is what
waiting
we will
for
look
it.
back on and see as this was his moment leading his team with no better players around him, no better players on the opposing team. This was his game and his moment to take over when they needed him the most. They're down 2-1 coming into this game. They're going to be headed back home for game 5. This was their opportunity to tie up the series and sort of reset everything. Now it's a best of 3, like you already said. It's a race to 4. They just got to get 2 more wins, and they will be
And two of
champions.
the
And
next
Steph
games are at
Curry,
home.
this was the moment for him to prove that he is not a finals choker, that he can step up in the biggest moment when his team needs him the most, when the other players around him are not playing as consistent or as well as you expected them to. And this was his opportunity, and he took advantage of it. 43, 10 rebounds, 7 of 14 from 3. Seized momentum in the fourth quarter when it was back and forth all game. It was tied with just a couple of minutes left. I think they were even down a few towards the second half of that fourth quarter. And it was him on the floor hitting threes, scoring inside, doing everything he needed to do to get his team the victory. And that's the reason why the Warriors won. You could look at everything throughout this series. You could point to reasons why each team wins. The reason why the Warriors won Game 4 was Steph Curry and his 40-point performance. That's just the reason why.
Yeah, he was fantastic. Every legend has a signature performance in the finals or a big playoff game. Like, obviously LeBron, 2016, 40-point triple double, the block and Iggy. He's had a lot of great moments. Michael Jordan, obviously, the games against the Jazz and the game against the Lakers, hitting that crazy layup. Dirk had some signature performances against the Heat. Like, everyone has that game where they score 40. Like, Durant had it against the Cavs where he pulled up for three in LeBron's face for the win.
Yeah.
Like, every all-time great player has a moment like that. Kobe had some great moments like that. Shaq had some moments like that. 40 points in the finals. So even Allen Iverson, he didn't win a championship, but we all know him for the game one 50-point performance or whatever against the Lakers and Ty Lue. Everyone will always point to that game when talking about his legacy. And this was the game that was Curry's legacy. I wasn't say it was empty before this game, but it definitely. After this game, and if they win the championship, we'll remember this game forever, and that'll be his fourth ring.